Japan is facing shrinking population. We are lacking any talent in our community, and we'd like to invite more Indian talent. But globally, funding to startup is a bit shrinking after COVID. But interesting thing is now Japanese, mostly big corporate, they really try to diversify their own business to the newly concepted the business model. But we JETRO would like to make these the interest more mutual, because recently some Indian the big company, they are interested in investing in Japan. So it might be possible.
Hello and welcome to TS Talk. Today we are with Takashi-sa, Chief Director General JETRO India. Thank you for your time, Takashi-sa. It's great to have you. Now we all know how India and Japan have always shared a very close bond in terms of economic and social, cultural aspects. But in this turbulent global time, when we have a lot of risks coming up, global risks, geopolitical, geoeconomic risks, how do you think the two countries can further forge collaboration, cooperation to ensure that the economic dent for both countries is minimized?
Yeah, of course, everybody understand the current the global trade situation, U.S. tariff things, and of course kind of the conflict between U.S. and China that causes the huge hassle in the global market. And of course Japan and Japanese business and Japanese government is now really keen how we can continue to develop our global business or the global technologies under this the global situation. And recently kind of the buzzword is economic security. And of course Japan is based on very free trade, free investment concept. But nowadays it's a bit difficult for us to make all free trade, all free investment. That is why we have to be selective. In that context, India is becoming more important, having more diversified, the deep relation we have to create to struggle with under this the global business situation. This is one the happening recently.
Japanese companies have always been present in states like Gujarat, Tamil Nadu. Are there new areas, new states in India where you're looking for expanding investments or maybe put in fresh investments?
Yeah, currently those are Japanese companies, more than 1,430 something. Almost 90% they are located in Delhi NCR, Ahmedabad, Gujarat, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Chennai. Those are 5 major cities only. But recently showing some diversification of interest. Maybe one good example is the recently Japanese interest towards Indian talent. This is happening because you may know Japan is facing shrinking population. We are lacking any talent in our community. And we'd like to invite more Indian talent to work with Japanese company or even work in Japan or study in Japan. This is one initiative. Interestingly, those are Japanese interest on Indian talent mostly goes to northeast part of India because we have the similar culture and maybe similar appearance. And I think it's easier for those Indian talent from Northeast can enjoy the life in Japan. These are the basic concept, and the Northeast.
And that will also give a push to the Northeast states. Generate jobs there. So it's a win-win situation.
So I think so. So now those talent interest is happening in Northeast part. This is one thing, and it also the same as the interest towards talent, but IT industry. some Japanese IT companies are also looking for the good engineers from India, and their interest not goes to those major, the destination like Bangalore. One Japanese company is now having the center of excellence to train and educate the IT engineers in Odisha. This kind of the very diversified the interest is now going to the very new state or new location in India.
Of course, gift city has always been one of your focus areas for the Japanese companies.
Yeah.
Can you throw a little light on that?
Yeah, I think now the Japanese mega banks already having their the branch office in gift city, and actually Japanese finance sector is one of the most bullish on the players to make the huge investment into India, and from India they now try to seek the more global business, and I think a gift city could be the one of the hub for that purpose.
4 years ago, just maybe after the COVID pandemic, the phase was over, I remember there was a report which was conducted by JETRO and CII, and which said 72% of the Japanese companies that were interviewed preferred India as an investment center over China. Is that the sentiment today also?
Yeah, it continues, and in a sense, maybe it's expanding. I mean, the expectation to India is getting bigger and bigger. Why? Because those are existing Japanese business in China or some major countries in ASEAN I have to say, is a bit shrinking. So they have to find out the new location to expand. This is the current trend. And even this office, we receive at least the 2 delegates from Japan every day, and they are the newcomer. And interestingly, those management team from Japan is now many of them visiting India, and they'd like to check the feasibility or potential of their business expansion. And most of them, those are management, the CEOs or MDs are commenting me that India is the only country for them to discuss about their company global expansion. So I think this is the reality.
So you spoke about the opportunities, of course, manpower, government push, but at the same time there are challenges.
Yeah, true.
Can you outline those challenges which Japanese companies are facing?
Yeah, of course, this is a globally common situation. Every country is now becoming more protectionism like the trade policy. They don't want the much import. They would like to be independent investment too. And in India, one hot topic for us is the BIS.
The BIS.
BIS. I understand that's the standard to protect the very safe, the secure quality for Indian consumers. So I don't have any complaint on it. But items covered by BIS is really increasing, especially from during COVID time. I think it's 5 times or 6 times number of those covered items are increasing. And as a result, what is happening now is that those are Japanese companies who used to import some items. Now they have to take the pre-permission. Well, also you can imagine those are procedure mostly takes longer time, or not on time, not in time. That's the biggest challenge for those Japanese business here in India.
Has the government given you some assurance
Yes,
that those issues
we have almost a daily or weekly discussion with the Ministry of Steel and the Ministry of Commerce, DPIIT, and of course BIS, the authority itself, together with the Embassy of Japan, together with Japan Chamber of Commerce, and we could have a very good dialogue And most of the items could have some kind of a concession or compromise, postponing the deadline. So it is, taking lots of,
So resolving these issues would also sort of expedite Japanese investments in India.
Yeah.
The other question I had is, your new investment areas, the new sectors you're looking at. Of course, semiconductor, chip is one sector. Now, can you expand a little on that? What are the new sectors?
Yeah, actually, before COVID time, electronics is one of the happening sector. There used to be the more and more interest from Japanese electronics industries to seek the new opportunities in India. So this is one the trend. And the recent topic is, of course, semiconductor. And I think now 5 or 6 Indian government authorized the chip making. The factory project is happening now. I think the most advanced ones in Gujarat, led by Tata, Taiwanese chip company, and also Micron US companies. And interestingly, those projects has Japanese suppliers, mostly machineries and raw materials. Those are Japanese companies are now, the daily coming in, and they have their setting up the production. This is one happening place. But if we talk about their investment, those are machinery companies or raw material company to India, is still not happening. They only supply those products to the existing Indian project. But after 5 years, I'm really expecting the actual investment is happening from those supplier industry from Japan.
There was also a buzz that Japanese companies are interested in investing in Indian startups. Is that the case? Or how do you see that happening?
Yeah. Well, globally, funding to startup is a bit shrinking after COVID. But interesting thing is now Japanese, mostly big corporate, they really try to diversify their own business to the newly concepted the business model. And most of the case, they need the IT technology. And now India is coming up to be partnering with. So more and more Japanese, the big enterprises, they have their own CVC, corporate venture capitals. They are interested in funding the Indian startups. This is one the trend. Another trend is that even Japanese startups, they are now interested in what about the exploring the opportunity in India. This is another trend.
So more and more Japanese startups are interested to come into India.
Yes, but we JETRO would like to make these the interest more mutual, because recently some Indian the big company, they are interested in investing in Japan. So it might be possible. We would like to promote more Indian investment to Japan, or even the Indian VC or the finance institute could invest in Japanese startup. That kind of the exchange mutually we'd like to promote.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. See you next time.